Hey guys, how's it going? Jason here again. So we're back with the MG and we have it on its new rollover jig, which is quite handy. We've got a good angle here, don't have to sit in the ground. And yeah, we're going to work on these sills. Well, you can see here, I haven't done a whole lot of work to this here since the last video. Been away working all week and just haven't been in the mood. So all I've done is got the power file and cleaned it up a wee bit to see what it looked like, and it doesn't look too bad there. The worst bit I've cleaned so far is probably this bit, so I'll probably cut that out, patch it up. The most interesting thing is this caster wheel all along here. I don't know if it's been replaced or the floor went away and someone put a patch in, but the only thing holding this caster wheel on is a couple of stitch welds and a bit of sheet metal on the inside of the floor pan. So I think I'm just going to cut that out and this whole thing should pull away, and at least that saved me a bit of hassle of having to, you know, drill out spot welds now, because there's no spot welds existing there. You can see here there's a hole, but we knew we were going to have holes, and this is actually, oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Our jacking point is basically non-existent. Someone's put patches on all over the place, and that's good. We have this sort of drilled out. I've kind of made a mess along here drilling these spot welds out, but we can sort that out after. Once we get this inner sill out and get the that's the outer sill, is it? Yeah, that's part of the outer sill panel. Once we get that outer sill panel off and get that diaphragm out, we can sort of work this to make it look a bit better. But yeah, the first thing I'll do is get this floor pan cut and get this side off. And I don't know if you really want to watch me do this here or not, but I'll put you on time lapse and you can kind of watch it or fast forward as you please, because it's only going to be about 10 seconds anyway. Well, in real time it's going to be about 20 minutes, but by the time I time lapse it and cut it up, it'll be very short. Okay. Nice. Right, let's get this done. Oh no, before we go ahead, now how the car actually jacked up on its side, this whole bit here is yes. So we're going to have to fold a new one of these up as well. The floor pan is surprisingly solid considering how rotten this bit of metal is, but I don't know what's gone on here in the past. There's rust falling out everywhere. These actually, anyway, probably get a bit nauseous me holding the camera now. There's a lot of rust in this. God. Well, I think that's enough to carry on for now. You can see there, I don't even know if it's actually a patch, it might be just seam sealer, or like, no, it must be a patch, it's quite strong in certain places. But yeah, alright, I'll put you on time lapse and I'll get this side off. This side is actually on crackly, it's still on a spot weld, so I'll have to sort that out as well. And then when you come around here, well, we'll not go too far, we'll just do this bit for now. I'll see you in a minute. It is pretty warm today and I am actually sweating in this hoodie, but I need to have it on to stop sparks getting on my arms. But you can see here, this is actually cleaned up not too bad. There's some more pitted patches I'm going to have to go over again, and there's some that's going to have to cut out. But I've cut the floor out here where the worst of it was, and I've cut the castle rail out, and this is some of the patches that are on the floor. So this is the one that was welded to the castle rail, and you can see that the welds weren't even doing a whole lot. And there was this one which had that patch welded on there like that, and all I did was do that and it came off. There's our half our castle rail, and yeah, like we're getting there. I have a jacking point cut out as well, that is made up, and we're gonna have to drill a spot weld out of this one because where it sits, and we'll just work our way further back. But yeah, so for getting these spot welds out, this metal is actually quite rotten, and I actually hate drilling spot welds, so this was the easier option, just put slices in and then twist it with the pliers, but I can't get the grip on that with one hand. But we're getting there. We are getting there. So nice to see something happening. It'd be even nicer when I see it all going back in again. But yeah, there's like some serious rot here. You can see on the jacking point where someone's welded that patch in now, and they didn't cut the original steel out, just put it over top, as you do. And that's the remnants of what's left of the back castle rail. There's the bit at the front. There's just a bit of rot. But yeah, it's slowly starting to get there. Like, we just need to carry on until we get to the point where we have nice looking stuff and we can start making patches. I just hope this thing isn't bending. It doesn't look like it's moved. I did actually brace the door, I probably should have. The gap looks the same as it's always looked, so I'd say if it looks the same, probably is the same, right? You still got like what, 3/4 of a car holding the strength of it. Right, well, there's not really much else I can show you until I get this all cut out, so I'll be back when I have this cut out. Well, it's just been blasting away at this thing, and I think it's actually starting to get some of this. So you can see here that that's the whole bit we cut out earlier. This is actually the seat mount, and that's just rotten through. So we'll just take that off and put it away. Then we have under here more ruts. We need to make a patch for there. Actually, most of the floor is good, so I'm happy enough with that there. And you can see here I've started to drill these spot welds out, and what I've been doing on this side is basically the same way I did over there. I've just been putting slices in this and then just breaking them off section by section. I said there's probably a better way to do this here, but I suppose if I grind that back I could probably find where the spot welds are. But realistically, when you slice that there and then give it a wiggle, they do snap off. I don't know what it's going to be like up this section for that sort of thing, because I'm not really sure what this bit is. Am I going to have to refabricate this whole area? I think I am, because I think the floor pan might have came out to here, and I don't have that bit. So what I'm thinking about is, if I get this all cleaned up, we can then make a panel that welds to this inner rail, and that should fill from there out to there, because unless, well, no, it can't be, that has to be some sort of panel. I imagine it comes up. I won't know more until I get this bit out, but I say I think it's starting to look like we're getting somewhere. I say I don't really see the point of me recording myself do all this bit. I really would rather just show you the mess that I have to deal with. And you can see here, this is another bit. So this was this box section bit that came across here, but that's where it's rotten, and I'm only going to replace from here to here at the minute, and then later in the line we'll inspect this middle bit, and if we have to, we'll replace the middle bit. And then I imagine the last day we're going to have to replace it anyway, because it's most likely going to be like this, like, because the metal is so thin now. and years of rotting away and being. But look at all this, look at the mess in the ground. I have to clean up again. But yeah, we're starting to get somewhere, and I think once we get this out, we can properly see what we're doing. I kind of feel like I should leave this in and patch this bit first, just to leave a bit of strength in this here, because I actually have the door held open instead of closed. But oh my god, there's loads of cables in there. 2 seconds. Well, now at this minute in time, I think the most important thing to do would be to get this floor pan in. At least that'll bring a bit more rigidity to that there. Like, I don't think it actually is moving at all, but I would like that to be one nice solid piece before we move further back. And then around here you can see that I'm gonna have to make a patch for in here. There was a patch on this area, but it wasn't very good, so I think we'll get this bit done and then we'll fill this bit in. And I think there's going to be an end cap on here, has to be made as well. But saying that there, I can't do that until I have everything on. So I think if we come around here and just weld to here, we can put our end cap on at a later stage. But yeah, we're getting there. And this here seems to be rotten as well, but I might put this here in maybe like 2 or 3 places if I make them. It means I can jack in other places apart from there. But in saying that there, jacking from the middle seems to be pretty effective. So I may not adjust it whatsoever, but it's just an idea. And yeah, this section here now is where my main focus is going to be on, and I need to figure out this section. So I think doing this bit first, and then we'll tie the floor into it. So I'm going to go get the caster wheel and we'll mock it up. Probably won't be able to mock it up too well, but we should be able to get it in there and see what sort of form we need. So this is the caster wheel. It's just sitting there at the minute, but I'm pretty sure if I just draw around this area here onto a bit of steel, we can fold the edges around and make a pretty good patch there. So I'll make that first and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. But we need to do this as well, but this is the most important part right at this moment in time. Well, we'll have that panel made up now, and that's it there. And I tried to use the tipping die and the bead roller, but it just wasn't happening, so I ended up just drawing the lines on I needed, cutting it here and then putting it on the base and hammering it. And it seems to fit the way I want it to. I need to put a straight edge along the bottom when I'm welding it in to make sure it's straight. And I'm starting to run out of metal, so this is the thickest gauge I had. Seems to be about the right thickness, but I had to cut it out of this stand that came with my bonsai years ago, and it's a good use of it because I'm never going to use the stand. And I'll actually show you this in the caster reel, and that's the way it fits in the caster reel. Then it actually is pretty good. A little bit of hammering when we're putting the caster reel in, it'll be perfect. So I'm happy enough for that. I'll now get this welded in and we'll go from there. I say, I don't know if you want to see me doing all this welding or not, so if you want to let me know what you want to see, you can put in the comments, say you want to see me do messing with a bead roller or actually welding a patch in. I've just assumed that most people wouldn't want to watch me do loads of tack welds, but I don't know, maybe you do, for if anybody's watching. Yeah, sure, we'll get this welded in now anyway, and I will see you shortly. Well, now I have this patch welded in here, and I'm not really 100% certain in this now, because when I put the caster wheel up to where I think it should be, it needs to be fully back like that there, which would bring my wee patch back about 10 mil. And to be honest with you, I can't actually go ahead with it. I'm going to have to finish this other end before I can do this, because it's not, it fits there, I'll do that there, but it's no use if this is sticking out too much, because then I'm losing length from the back. So unfortunately we're just going to have to leave that for the time being and just keep on disassembling this back end. Well, back again, it's the next day, and had a little trim so I don't look as much like a homeless person anymore. And we are back with the car, and you can see here I have this all stripped out now, and unfortunately when you look here there's quite a bit of pitting going on, and there's a wee hole here, so yeah, that's a problem. And then around here is pretty much a problem as well, because I've had to cut this strip out because it was mostly rotten to about here, so we're going to have to adjust that. Around the back I've cut more out because there was like patches on top of rust and stuff, so we have all that cut out anyway, and this is all cleaned up. I folded this out of the way just for the time being, and I think the first thing I'm gonna do is fix this lower seal. What am I talking about? This lower area. So I've now a bit of the steel and I've spent 20 minutes cleaning all the powder coating off it, and what I think I'm going to do is we're going to put that on there, right, and bend it to the shape. But what I do have is a little tool that puts a step in the edge of this here. So I'm going to cut this off. Well, I'll measure it first, cut this off, step this panel so I can sit on top of this panel, and I can seam weld the back and put a couple of stitches in the front. And I think it'll be a lot stronger than butt welding it along here. And then I will remake this panel. I'm probably gonna have to go way to there, I think, aren't I? But we'll make it to here. We'll make it in 2 sections maybe. And then we are good. Happy days. In fact, you know what? When you're at this stage, if you had these panels, it probably wouldn't be much more work to actually replace them, because they're really just sitting there now. But anyway, I'm going to cut this. Actually, well, what will we do first? I think we might put the step on the edges here. So I will go get the stepper juggy thing, and we will do that, and that'll at least show you what I mean, instead of just me saying stepper jigger thing. Righto, so when I said about a stepper, this is basically what it is. It's basically, that's it. So we have a straight edge here, and with any luck, this is actually going to put a bit of curve into the panel as well. But you can see there that it has a step in it now. To get another sheet of metal, it'll still level it out, but it will have a seal like that there. So that's what I'm going to do all along this panel here, and then I'll bring you back over to the car. Well, let's see how we can get on here. I've measured from this inner sill box section thing to the edge of this panel and what's left of it. Now I've measured up 2¼ inches, and I feel like if I could just leave this whole panel intact for the time being and get that in there, and then once we have it where we want, we can trim it back. Well, you can see here, and I have this cut out and it's some primer. I put some red oxide in here with a brush as much as I could on all those areas, and then this is just weld through primer. But yeah, that's on there. We have our new plate. It's going to sit in there like that there. It's got that step in it. And so I'll cut the shape. That end is all curved up. I don't know how well that's going to work, but hopefully it'll be fine. Well, I got a little bit carried away with this one, and I've ended up just seam welding all along the bottom. The original plan was to seam weld along the top, but you can't get the torch in usable angle, so I seam welded here and just put a few stitches there, and all the strength is going to be coming from the bottom here. So when that's buffed back, the castle wheel will just sit on top of that there, and we have that seam back again. Next up we need to do this bit, which is pretty much the same idea. I've got 2 options. I can either try and fold the lip into this and then spot weld down here and seam weld along the top, or do just a plate and seam weld the whole lot. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. The fully seam welded option is a lot quicker, and I don't know if I can even get. Okay, well, I'll try and make that panel first. So yes, give me a minute and I will get the something cut out. Well, you can see here now I have this lip all folded, and I used a pair of vice grips to get that lip after I drew a line around the sill. But the problem is the panel's all bowed now, and to get that straight, this is what the stringer stretcher does. So this is the stringer and the stretcher's over there, but basically all I'm going to do is try and shrink that metal to try and pull it flat. And I haven't made myself a stand for this yet, so it's not really in the most convenient place right now. But as you can see, it doesn't take very long to get it straight. A few more pumps out there. Definitely think one of the next jobs is to make a stand, because, or at least move this face onto that bench. Maybe. Right, so there we go. Didn't take very long at all out there. Right, let's go back over to the car and see what it fits like. Got us all trimmed to suit now. You can see this wee step in again. I didn't know if I was going to do that or not, but I figured it's quite a nice job, and well, I'll let you see. So I had a knot tight here because this panel is actually spot welded on, so I'm just going to go underneath it like that there. So that sits in there like so. Not bad. There's a wee bit of gap here, but see, once I get this spot welded in here and here, we can get that a wee tap with a hammer and we'll get that seam all nice. I could spot weld this, I suppose, if I drill some holes in it. I actually might use my new spot welding tool that's on the outside of that stepper thing. That's pretty cool. Look, look at that. See what the spot weld looks like. So he does a 5mm hole, but there we go. That's so much quicker than drilling holes. So I'm gonna clean up in there a wee bit more, prime it, and then we'll get that in. I just put them on there just for the sake of it. But yeah, I'll get this cleaned up and then we'll start welding in. Well, here we are. We're about time got this welded in, and I've also made a wee patch for here. I actually kind of went overboard and went a bit higher than I originally wanted to, but I don't see the point of leaving rusty bits in when, whoops, when I'm already in here anyway. So that'll sit in there like that there somewhere. So first of all, I'll get this patch in. We already have the earth on. Here's the torch. Alright. Now we'll put one in that corner there. Oh. Ooh, it's getting hot. And then we'll maybe go there. Right, so we'll have that pretty much in there now. And that obviously we need to do this top seam, but I don't want to do that yet until I try and get this manipulated down a wee bit. Well, I have a hammer and chisel here now, and we're going to try and get this. It's only this one bit here. I probably could have ow. We can start spot welding more here now. Well, there we go, we've got them spot welds in now. Next thing up is just to do a full bead across this here. And I don't think you need to watch me do that there, so I'm going to get that done. And then we will move on to this next bit. Well, now I have that welded in, and I put some red oxide on it just to speed things up because I want it to dry quicker. And that there goes in there like that, which is lovely. There's the bits I cut out. You can see they're actually quite solid. They just have these pit marks in it, and I just wasn't happy leaving that there. As I said, it probably would have been better to put a full sill in this here at this stage, but I don't have one. I want to get this done today, so we're gonna battle on, and hopefully the outside is bad because I haven't bought a inner sill for the other one either. But there we go. Yeah. And then the top up there as well. This bit here just needs pushed out a wee hair. The joy of having a hole in your foot, you can just put your arm through it. Look at that. And that's it. Right, I'll buzz around that there. And we'll just move down another 3 inches, starting that. In there seems to be quite good, so I'm not going to even touch that. I might cut this off the level and then extend it. But yeah, right, I'll get it done now. So I've jumped a wee bit ahead here, but you'll see what I've done. I've got that bit welded in that we were doing there before, and then I bolted my castle reel on through the hole that was in the castle reel and brought it over so I can get this end pass. And you can see here, I wasn't actually that far off. I was about, what, 2 mil off to get that in, but that's that in. It's just held in with vice grips on this side. But that's it. Next up we're going to do this patch, but I'm going to get this welded in now. We'll do this and then we'll start the floor, and then we'll might get to the castle reel in today. So I got that patch welded in, and we'll do this one as well. And we have Mr. Stephen Taylor on the TV over there. And now we're going to do this floor, and I've made this floor a wee bit bigger, the hole, so it can accept this here, which is going to be 2 seconds, and I'll put it in. Well, that's it in there now, and you can see there that that just sits in there nicely, and we're going to spot weld that on this side, and then we'll do a full seam weld along the floor, and then the castle reels, this spot welds to the castle reel, and we're flying. We need to, when we're doing the floor, I've stopped here because I'm going to cut this whole section out and put a new bit in here, and then we'll rebuild this box. And then when we get that in, we're going to start this area here. We'll be flying. So this is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, mainly because there was more areas, and then I spent ages making that patch there and stuff. But I'm no rush really, so I'll get this tack welded in now, and then at least that'll be that done. We can start at the end of the floor. Well, we'll have that in now, and that's not bad. I say once you get that seam welded along there, it'll be good as new, and then we'll put a bit of seam seal over this here when we're at that stage. We're nowhere near that stage yet. So I have this bit of metal here, and it's pretty much perfect for just filling this bit in, and then we'll do that front bit afterwards. So I'm going to get this folded up now, and then I'll show you. Well, I shot on ahead and got that patch welded in the floor because it was kind of hard to get in there, even at the angle the car's sitting at, so we wouldn't have got the camera at a good angle. But look at this here, this is my passenger door, and so it turns out the door is actually covered, absolutely covered. My door is mostly filler and rust. I have bought a set of doors, and hopefully they're actually going to arrive, because if they don't, I've already hammered these ones, but that is actually mental. Look at that. Jesus. Oh, my welding lid. So haven't actually seen the doors and bands, so I really hope they're better than that. Oh, it's just kind of sharp. That's actually crazy. Get that. I'll whack with a hammer there. I better go easy. My glasses in there and the window's down. Anyway, there you go. That's one pretty rotten door there. I probably shouldn't have done that because now I can't get the door closed. But I just kind of wanted to see how rotten it was. And the answer is very, very, very rotten. It's actually more rotten than Sill's, I would say. Now I have to clean all that up. Yeah, so we're going to work on this floor pan now anyway. Forget about that door for now. And yeah, I'm just going to cut this bit out here, and these are the mounts for the seats, but we'll figure that out later. We're probably not going to put those seats back in again. We're probably not going to use those runners because I have a set of MX5 runners, so I'm not going to worry about that at all. But yes, let's get this area cut out now, and we'll go from there. Well, I have this floor pan cut out here, and I don't really want to weld this up just yet, because I really want to sort these out. But I can't sort these out because I want to do one big long panel from the left to the right. So we're getting a car here that's getting later and later. But what I do want to do is cut this here out, and the issue with cutting this out is I keep on cutting away at this car and I haven't really added anything else in. All I've got is this here. But we'll pretend it's going to be okay and just cut it anyway because it needs cut. So I'm only going to cut up, say, to there, and that means we can get that all out, and I can actually get my inner diaphragm up and get it all mocked up instead of just trying to get it in. So yeah, we'll cut this bit out now, and I will be back with you shortly because that's not going to take very long. That's right, isn't it? Not going to take that long. Well, I just wanted to show you, I've cut that along there now, and that panel isn't attached to the inner sill anymore, and it's not moving, like, so the car isn't flexing, so the gap is the same size as the gap that I cut. It doesn't seem any bigger, and hopefully that will not change, but we'll get this peeled off now and I will be back. It's a few days later now since I recorded that last clip, and I haven't really done a whole pile since. What I have done is I finished cutting that out and cleaning this lip up, so the lip's pretty clean now. It's nearly ready for welding, and I came out last night and put some red oxide in this here just to prep it basically for putting the outer sill or this diaphragm on. I was talking to another fella called Henry, and he's doing this exact thing at the minute. He has a YouTube channel, but I can't remember what it's called right now. I'll put it in the description. And what I have done is basically cut these spacers out. That's not straight at the minute, but effectively the gap from the top of this lip to the bottom of this lip needs to be 5.5 inches, and that's what these do basically. He has his screwed on the outside, but I'm going to put them on the inside and weld them on just to add a wee bit extra strength to this whole situation. And you can see here now that that's actually over 5.5 inches. It's because this one's sitting at an angle, but there will be this gap to here will be 5.5 inches, and then these are the offcuts of that bit of steel. I'm just going to weld these in there like that, and that should be pretty good for this wee jacking point as well. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here and clean this lip up again, just take that primer off for where I'm going to weld. I'm going to do a few stitch welds along there, along there, along there, along there. I don't see the fun of fully seam weld because that'll be a nightmare if I ever have to take this off again. So maybe a wee stitch every, say, 6 inches. I'll do like a 2-inch strip or something, and we'll get that welded on. That means the caster wheel will be on for good, and we will be one step further to getting this diaphragm on. And I have the diaphragm in red oxide as well, so I need a buff down where I'm going to tack weld that on, or spot weld it on, and we did the inner of the sill as well. But yes, now at the minute I'm going to clean these up here, get these cut to the perfectly the right size, and get this all welded on. And then once we get this welded on, we'll fold this up. We'll just hammer it up, I think. And yeah, so you don't really need to watch me do this bit. I want to clean this all up, but I will bring you back in for when we're doing the stitch welding. I'm not overly confident about this here, but I think I've got it right, and there's only one way we're going to find out if it's right or not. It's by just going ahead and doing it. I think the sill is going to sit okay on the outer anyway, and by the time I get that inner section in, it'll be mint. Like, it's sitting there at the minute, and it's not even half an inch out there at the minute. So I think by the time I take this out and we'll unbolt this here. It'll be fine. I think this bolt I have in here holding this tight up against here is actually pulling it out of line a wee bit, but that's because I need to actually trim this panel back, but I don't want to do that just yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do a wee stitch in here, and then we'll just work our way along, and then we'll take the bolts out and see what it looks like. Right. That's just a wee small one. And we'll take that out. For this one, okay. Well, I'm back again, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really think these will make a bit of difference in strength wise. It may make a wee bit of difference, but it really just gets the spacing nice. That's all I can ask for, really. And when you fit up the inner diaphragm now, there we go. That side up a wee bit more. Like that. Not going up. I'll get in there. There we go. Yeah, this whole seam along the bottom now is pretty good, and I'm happy with that. So I think it's time I bite the bolt to finish welding up the inside of this here, and I don't think I'm going to weld this diaphragm on tonight. I could, but I don't really see the point of it. I kind of want to go in. And this here just seems to be a good place to stop, so I'm going to get this all welded up now. I'll weld this wee jacking point up. I'll give you one more look at tonight's progress, and I think I'm going to call that quits for this upload. So I think I'm going to call this quits for this upload. You can see here now it's all in red oxide, all welded up. I went ahead and did this area too. Sorry, I just used my phone as a light because the lights are low down and the car is not low down anymore. And it's dark outside, so the lights isn't great in this angle, but I'm pretty happy with that there. It is on there anyway. Next time we're going to clean this lip up for doing the welding, but oh god, paint my finger now. Yeah, next time we're going to clean that bit up for welding. Then when we get the the diaphragm on and the sill on, we'll put this lip over top and she'll be mint. There'll be one side having a sill again, but that is pretty cool. As long as everything lines up the way it should do, I will be happy enough. It's definitely way better than it was. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time where we're gonna finish this off, hopefully.